Welcome you all in another session of the course Systematics of Angiosperm. Today we will going to explore the family Acanthaceae. Now moving forward to the classification given by Bentham and Hooker. This family is also placed in the class Dicotyledone, in subclass Gymnopetalae and the series Bicarpellatae. And in the Bicarpellatae series, this family is placed in the order Personales. Now, if we compare the systematic position of Acanthaceae family by Bentham-Hooker system and England-Prandtl, we have already seen that by Bentham-Hooker system, this family placed in the Dicotyledone in subclass Gymnopetalae and the series Bicarpellatae and the order Personales. And England and Prandtl this also family is also in the Dicotyledone and subclass Metaclamidae, which has also fused petals, and the order is Tubiflora. So this is the comparative systematic position of the Acanthaceae family by Bentham and Hooker system and England and Prandtl system. Now moving towards the distribution of this particular family. This family is distributed all over the world with around 250 genera and about 2500 species. In India, represented by around more than 500 species, and most of the plants are generally herbs, shrubs, twining and vines, and some are maybe epiphyte in nature also, and they are distributed generally in the temperate regions. Now moving towards the vegetative characteristics of this particular family. First, habit, as we have seen earlier, that the habit of this particular family is grow in damp places in tropical forest, and they are also represented by the xerophytic plants as in case of Barlelia, and trees they are rarely but including in some mangrove species. So the habit of this family we can see quite diverse. They are all type of plant present in this particular family, from herbs to in general shrubs. Rarely sometimes they also present in the form of trees. So you can see here generally they are herb, shrubs and sometimes vine also, that showing the habit of this particular family. Now moving towards the next, that is the stem. Stem is generally aerial, erect, underground in case of Ruellia tuberosa, herbaceous or woody depending upon the habit of the plant. If the habit is herbaceous, they have a herbaceous stem. If they have a shrubs or trees, they have a woody stem. Generally, stem is branch cylindrical, and the next characteristic that is the node is swollen. As we can see here, they have a swollen nodes and they have a elongated internodal regions. So that this one is the characteristic in this particular family, the presence of swollen node and the internode is elongated, and they also have a clambering or twinning stem as in case of Thunbergia, or maybe spinous in the xerophytic plant species, that is Barleria. Now moving towards the leaves. Leaves are generally opposite decussate type, simple and exstipulate, and the lamina show the entire margins. The next we can see here the leaves are opposite decussate. From this image we can clearly see this is the arrangement of a leaf, that is the opposite decussate type leaves, simple with entire margin. And the next important thing that present in this particular family is the presence of cystolith. Cystoliths are the crystals of calcium carbonate which is present in the epidermal layers of leaves as well as in the stems. As you can see here, these are the crystals of calcium carbonate which is present in the leaves of Acanthaceae family. So this one is the distinguished character of some genera and tribe present in this particular family Acanthaceae. Now moving towards the next floral characteristic, that is the inflorescence and flower. Inflorescence commonly it is a dicaseal cyme, but sometimes it become monocaseal, or it may be branches, or it frequently condense in the leaf axil. The cyme of often condense into axillary whorls in case of Hydrophila, dense spike in case of Adathoda, and the flowers are axillary or solitary in case of Thunbergia. Now the moving toward the flower, flowers are generally bracteate, bracteolate, and the bract and bracteoles are both are very showy, or we can say conspecification nature, as we can see here. They have a very showy bracts. These are the spiny bracts and bracteole that present in this particular family, Acanthaceae. The flowers generally they are bisexual with zygomorphic symmetry and hypogynous flowers. They are sometimes irregular and they are tetracyclic. Generally they have a flower part present in 4 or in the 4 multiples. So the main characteristic, that is the presence of a showy bracts and bracteoles in the flower. As we can see here, a pair of smooth edge reddish green bract that present in the here, and the small narrow bracteoles which is also present. Now moving towards the next floral character, that is calyx. Calyx is represented by generally 4 sepals, or it usually 5-partite, as we can see here. Sometime it may be 4 or 5. Then calyx generally they have a distribution imbricate or valvate type in case of a bud. In Peristrophes the sepals are free. In Thunbergia the calyx is reduced to a narrow ring-like structure. So the calyx also show the quite variation from gamosepalous to polysepalous, from visible distinct to indistinct type. Then corolla is gamopetalous with long or short tube. The limb is sometimes almost equally 5-lobed, as we can see here. All the 5-lobed are equal in size, as in case of Thunbergia, Ruellia, but in some cases it is 2-limbed or rarely 1-limbed, as in case of Acanthaceae, where the upper lip is completely absent, and the station of corolla is imbricate type. Now moving towards the next floral character, that is androecium. Androecium here the stem is more often 4 and present in the didynamous condition, or sometime frequently they are present in the 2 also, like in case of Blephariis, Acanthaceae and Justicia. Then sometime there is a 1 to 3 missing stamens, which is termed as the staminodes, is also present in this particular. Then in the genus Pentstemon, Acanthaceae, all the stamens are fertile, which is quite rare, inserted near the base of the corolla tube or midway down the corolla tube in the throat of the corolla tube. So they are maybe joined at the mid, or maybe on the upper side, or maybe they are going inside, that showing the epipetalous condition of the stamens. Then generally anthers are bilobed with often one smaller lobe than the other one, connective often long in rows, and they are dehisced by the longitudinal dehiscence, as we can see here, a long slits that showing the dorsifixed anthers. And in generally a pair of this showing the generally anthers also have a appendage like structure that showing in this particular images. So the next important character that present in this particular family, that is the number of stamens, that generally 4, that showing the didynamous condition, but it may be 2 in number that present mostly like in the Acanthaceae and Justicia. So the stamens they also have an appendage and they dehisce by the longitudinal slit, as you can see here in this particular image. Now moving towards the next floral character, that is Gynoecium. Gynoecium is a bicarpellary syncarpus superior with 2 locular ovary that showing the axile presentation, and there is a presence of 1 locule in each locules. So there is a bilocular ovary, and you can see here there is a presence of a nectary around the superior ovary. So there is a gynoecium which is sit on the secretory disc or nectary. And the next, that is the Stigma is generally bilobed or bifid as we can see here. So, the floral formula of this particular family is they have a bract as well as bracteole, and the symmetry of these plants are zygomorphic, they are bisexual, they are either have a 4 to 5 calyx, they may be united in general but sometimes they may be free. Corolla number is also 5 united, or they may be generally they are 3 by 2 bi-leaf form, and the androecium generally they are arranged, their number is 4 and they are arranged in 2 pairs and their length is different and showing the didynamous condition, but sometimes they are reduced to only 2 and sometimes they also have a 5 numbers of stamens, and the gynoecium is formed by the bicarpellary syncarpus superior ovary with exile presentation. So, this is the floral formula which is shown here in this particular image. Now, moving towards the fruits and seed of this particular family. Generally, they have a capsule, that is the loculocidal capsule at the base, that, and sometimes they have a rarely drupe type of fruit like in case of Mendonica, and they have a seed 1 to many and which is funiculous and develop into a hook like retinaculum or jaculator. Here in the that showing the dehiscence of the fruit capsule, and at the base of the seed there is a in this particular fruit there is a non-endermospermic seed is present, which showing the seeds have a jaculator or mechanism for the dispersal. So, this one is the diagnostic character of this particular family. As we have seen that generally these plants are either herbs or shrubs, leaves are opposite decussate with exstipulate, and the inflorescence in general they have a cymose type. The most important characteristic that the flowers are bracteate and bracteolate with zygomorphic symmetry, bisexual and hypogynous. So, the presence of bract and bracteole and will be that, and these bract and bracteole are quite showy in nature, as we can see here both bracts as well as bracteole, they are showy, sometimes they are often colorful and quite large as we can see in these images. The calyx 5 to 4 gymosepalous, corolla is also 5 pentapartite gymopetalous or sometime often bi-leaved. Stamen numbers may be 4 to 2, they are generally didynamous in case of stamens. When I have a 4 number of stamen, they are polyandrous epipetalous, and the carpel gynoecium is made up of 2 carpels, syncarpus superior ovary with exile presentation, and the style is simple and stigma is bilobed. The fruit is loculocidal capsule and the seed are non-endospermic with jaculators that help in the dispersal of the seeds. And this slide showing the common plants of the family Acanthaceae, like Acanthus ilicifolius, which is a mangrove plant with prickly and handsome flowers. Then Barleria, which is a medicinal herb bearing 2 long thorns at each node. Then Adathoda vesica, which is also called as Justicia adathoda. Then Anthraeum species, Peristrophe, Ruellia, Thunbergia. These are the sub-common plants of this particular family. As we can see here, this is the image of Barleria, Thunbergia, Adathoda, Crossandra. So, these are the some common plant which occurs in this particular family Acanthaceae. Now, this slide showing the characteristics it present in the family Acanthaceae by the floral details of the Ruellia prostrata. As you can see, this is the single twig which is showing the opposite decussate leaves. Then the inflorescence you can see here, that is the axillary cyme type. Then flower are, you can see from the LS of the flower, they have a typically didynamous condition of stamens. There is a 2 stamens have a larger size, by 2 stamens are smaller in size. This is a didynamous condition. Then gynoecium, which is formed by the bicarpellary syncarpus superior ovary and stigma, and you can see here the presence of bract and bracteole in this floral diagram of the Ruellia prostrata, which is have a calyx, valvate estivation, and the corolla have a twisted estivation, and there is a presence of a 4 stamens, that these black structure representing the bract and bracteoles, which is quite showy in this particular family. So you can see these characteristics which is present in this particular family. Acanthaceae is showing in this particular flower structure of the Ruellia prostrata. Now the next plant, that is the peristrophe. As we have seen that the some plant of this particular family has a number of stamens only 2. We can see here there is only 2 stamens is present in this particular family, and like you can see these are the twig of this particular family, peristrophe. This one is the inflorescent stigma which is bifid or bilobed. Anther lobes are, this is denoted by the connective which is quite long. This one is the filament, and then this is the TS of ovary which is showing the axile presentation. So these are the some floral characteristic which is present in this particular family Acanthaceae, which is shown by the floral details of peristrophe. Now moving towards the economic importance of the family Acanthaceae. Most of the plants are ornamentally important that present in this particular family, like Thunbergia, which is commonly called as clockvine, have many species which are ornamentally grown as, like Thunbergia grandifloria, Thunbergia alata, Thunbergia coccinifera. Then many species of genera Anathenum also grown as the ornamental plant, like Anathenum nervosum, E. bicolor, E. reticulata. Then the genus Barleria is also grown as the ornamental plant, like the species like Barleria polytricha, Barleria cristata. The species Justicia glandrosa, Ruellia, all these are ornamental plants which growing in a garden to beautify the spaces. Then this family have a several medicinal benefits and used in many traditional system of medicines, like the leaves and roots of the Adathodega vasica, which is commonly called as Vasaka, provide a well-known medicine used for bronchitis, asthma, and in case of cough. And the roots and leaves of Hygrophila spinosa are used for the jaundice and rheumatism. And the leaves and roots of the several species of Barleria, such as Barleria buxifolia, Barleria cristata, Barleria longifolia, Barleria priontis, and Barleria strigosa, are used for cough and inflammations. And then the Rangia, which is its juice. Then the Rangia, its juice of the leaves is given to the children in case of the smallpox condition. So these are the some economical importance of the family Acanthaceae. And if we see the primitive character which present in this particular family, like there are some members of the family are shrubs. Leaves are generally simple type, flowers are bisexual, hypogynous, gynoecium is superior, and pollination by the insects. And they also show the many advanced characters, like plants are mostly herbs, leaves are extrapolate and opposite, flowers are zygomorphic, calyx, corolla both are gamosepalous and gamopetalous, stamens are epipetalous, and they have generally 2 fertile and 2 infertile stamens, that is the staminodes, and gynoecium is made up of bicarpellary syncarpous ovary. Now if we see the affinities of the family Acanthaceae, it is a quite distinct family. It has derived from the Scleropheraceae or stalk ancestral to the Scleropheraceae, and basically placed it at the top of the Sclerophyllus. But the Acanthaceae differs from the Sclerophyllus in having bracteate and bracteolate flowers. As we have seen, they have very showy bract, and they also have a colorful bract and bracteole structure. Then they have a imbricate sepals of unequal lengths, and they have a loculicidal capsule fruit with non-stomach seed that have a jaculators. Then if we close, this family is also closely related with the Lamiaceae, but distinguished by the number of characters, like the absence of aromatic smell, typically quadrangular stem, verticillustral inflorescence, and gynobasic style, and quadrilocular ovary. These are the some characteristics which present in the Lamiaceae family are absent in this particular family Lamiaceae, that making a quite distinct family Acanthaceae. So that's all for today's session. Next we will learn about the family Lamiaceae, which is quite similar to this particular family. So that's all for today. Thank you all of you for hearing me patiently.